Hi there everybody and welcome to PC Shed. My name is Sergio and I'd just like to share with you a bit of a different build that I've done recently. I've been contacted by a local guy, as you're aware I'm from Cheshire and Crewe, who saw one of our videos in our YouTube channel and made contact with me in regards to do a PC transplant. Now, long story short, he had a water-cooled PC who unfortunately had a leak, damaged some parts, so he went off to Currys and bought himself a box standard PC and swapped over a graphics card, but he wanted one built. So the PC that he had already had a great graphics card that he got, which was the Asus 970 GTX 4GB, and originally the plan was to use one of the boards I had for sale at the moment, which was a Z97 platform. Now he turned up at my house for discussions of what specs and brought his old PC and came up with a Intel i7 4790 CPU. So that kind of put that Z170 platform out of the equation. I was given freedom of all the parts. All the request that he had was for a SLI gaming rig for 1080p gaming, which was fine by me. So in regards to parts that I managed to salvage from the PC that he got from Currys, I took the graphics card and the DVD ROM drive and left everything else. And I sourced everything second hand because this is a budget PC, but I wanted to get the best performance I could get for a gaming PC. So motherboard wise, I went for the Z97 platform, of course, which is the 1150 socket, and I went for the Asus Maximus Ranger motherboard, which is a great motherboard. Managed to get another 970 GTX, a solid state hard drive, and 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM. Now, I had freedom of choice in regards to what case, which, you know, most of the time with some of my builds, I tend to have specific instructions by the client. With this one, I had freedom of choice, which was great. A little bit different, I tend to do water-cooled builds, and I decided to get him a Corsair 800D case, and the reason I did that was that I know for a fact once you start water cooling and you go back to air, guarantee you on the future you will go back to water cooling. So if he changes his mind, then the 800D Corsair case is a great case for water cooling. Secondly, the motherboard is absolutely overkill because the 4790 is not a K version, so you can't really overclock it, but if he changes his mind and wants to swap it over for a K version, then he has a motherboard to be able to do plenty of overclocking. Throughout the build, with all my builds, I tend to do a bit of a vlog, which I send to the clients to give them an update of what's going on. I'll include that video at the end of a bit of a slideshow that's going on at the moment. Just towards the end, as you know, I'm not a big fan of lights on PCs, but it's not my PC, so the customer requested some RGB lighting, so I went for the NZXT Hue 4-channel with 4 strips of RGB lighting, which I added at the end. Also, I managed to do a little bit of testing with the lights. Again, I'll do a separate video on that. I was really tight for time when I did this build because I was involved in 3 other projects, so I didn't get as much testing as I could and recorded. I tend to record a lot of stuff and never have time to edit and put it up, but this time I said I'll just use the actual log that I sent to the customer and see what you guys think. The PC case I got second hand. Pretty much everything was second hand apart from a few items, and that was to keep the cost down, because if I tell you the overall cost, because the customer provided the CPU and the graphics card and the DVD-ROM. Everything else I acquired, and I let you decide how much this build actually costs, and leave me some comments to see if you can guess how much I can actually build this for, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so with no further ado, here's a bit of a log of me talking about the PC and get it working. Alright guys, hope you enjoy it. Thank you, bye. Right Carl, I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update. Basically I've installed everything, made a few changes, so I hope you don't mind. So first of all, the cooler, they said you wanted the reference cooler. I've replaced that with a Cooler Master, just because it's such a huge case, it's just looked naffed. Plus this is a lot quieter. I mean, the system is currently running its first boot up, and if I put it close, that's how you hear it. I still haven't finished, I haven't connected all the fans, but at this moment in time I've got 3 fans up at the top, which is 120mm, 140 on the rear, and then at the bottom there'll be another 140mm. Because this case has been designed for water cooling, you haven't got fans up at the front. Okay, so the suction comes from the bottom, there's an air filter, air comes through, gets pushed through the back, up at the top. So at this moment in time, just doing a bit of a test using your old operating system. Your drives is in here. So in here on the first bay, you've got the ScanDisk Extreme Pro hard drive, 240GB, and then in here you've got your Western Digital Blue 1TB, and that's at the moment we've been booting up from that just for test purposes. So I'm going to reformat the SSD and install a fresh, clean operating system that you gave me. So the cards, so your top card is your card that I took from your machine, and then got an identical card at the bottom. They are connected at the moment with a SLI bridge, which is a ribbon. I mean, if you want that changed to something solid, there'll be an extra cost. I've got a Asus one, which is LED, and it's a solid bridge that connects both of them for 4 pins. Power wise, it's a great card because it only takes 8 pin. So what I've done, the power supply that you have, I can actually support 2 8 pins per card. So on future, when you upgrade, and if you have 2 8 pins, behind here is zip tied, there's another plug. So what I've done 2 separate cables. You could have just connected one with both cards, but because this power supply actually got a huge amount of headroom on 12 rail compared to yours that you had on your system had the 12 amp, this one's got over 53 amp, and each card takes 13. So I hate to tell you, your PC, whatever original graphics cards it had, and you upgraded it, it was kind of underfeeding the actual cards. The RAM is 16 gigs of DDR3 2400. So this motherboard supports overclocking the actual RAM itself, so I'll be able to set up profile as default and a profile as tuned up in sync with the processor, so you get the best out of the system as well. The case itself had some work done to it, so you can see this used to be a water cooling system, hence why there's a window. So I temporarily just put this here because it didn't come with a bezel, so I need to get that replaced because that doesn't quite really doesn't fit properly. It's a 3D printed bezel that I had made for another project just to see the fit. But the front itself, so you panel at the front, you got your USBs, sound is connected as well. Okay, and I'll just close it like that. The guy actually did a pretty good job. That's it. So it's just a front panel that's carbon fibered,
It's done a really good job. So all of this is in here. This slides out, and you've got a fan which is 140 cooling your hard drives. There's space there for another, I think it's 2 or 3 hard drives and more space at the bottom. Your motherboard supports up to 6 hard drives. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, so I'll put that back later. I've put your CD drive from your computer. I started doing some cable management, but it will take me a few hours to do it properly, so I kind of rerouted. So when you put the window, and again the window, I've actually got a replacement coming because, bear with me, there's a tiny little scratch thin because all the way across. Now that is bugging the hell out of me, because if I sat next to it staring at that, so I've got a replacement coming tomorrow for a whole window. So you've got 2 windows, the spare one that's got this decal, and then one which is just matte black with a window as well, but it'll be absolutely brand new. Alright, also got some splitters, found splitters, because at the moment, if I put it close, that's how quiet it is, and I've not even started, and it's actually booted up. Now started doing the profiles of the fan, so this is a silent PC pretty much. Okay, cabling wise, kind of rerouted at the bottom, so when you put the window on you actually see the bottom. So I don't know if you can see that, you'll be able to see the power supply. Now that's fine, but if you want to mod that, I would probably suggest put some carbon fibre so it's matte black. So that's the view that you see from the actual window itself. Alright, so I will use a heat gun and bend the cables so it looks nice and tidy and in line and in sync, and all the fan cables still to do, and then the cabling on this side, I've still got to sort all of that out. Okay, so I hope you're happy with the progress so far. Kind of cracked on today because I just wanted to make sure I get a head start today before the weekend. So if there's any more change, I've still got the lighting to fit. That's going to take some time, just because you've got the case with a window, so I need to figure out a way of putting the lights so you don't see the actual strip itself. But I thought I'd just make this video and let you know how your build is going on. So if you have any questions or concerns or last minute changes, please let me know. I mean, the case itself, at least it's future proof for you, so if you want to make any changes, there's plenty of scope, because it's been designed for water cooling. It will be cool at this moment in time by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's excluding your CPU cooler. So alright, I'll give you an update as soon as I get some more work done, but I hope you like it.